Last time, we learned the if-else. Let's expand on that knowledge with more about if-else. In our code so far, we've learned several nested comparisons. Each makes only one comparison. What if we wanted to look at two conditions, not one? For example, what if pizzas of size 14 to 18 were to be marked on sale? We need to find pizzas bigger or equal to 14 and less than or equal to 18. For these kinds of comparisons, we have three logical operators. The first operator is AND. For a condition to be true, both sides of the AND must be true. This is our case, and so I can make a compound Boolean operator here to take care of that. So I could put if size is greater than or equal to 14 and size is less than or equal to 18. And then inside my brackets, I'm just going to put print on sale. All right, right now I have a 25 pizza, as we can see here in size. I'm going to run the code here, and I get an area of 625 and a large margarita, but nothing on sale. If I change this to, let's say, 17 and run the code, I get it on sale. So that's working, and you can start seeing how this works. Again, if I put it to 14, that works too, but 12 doesn't. Okay, so we're getting that going. Now let's go back down to our code here, and I'm going to add one more piece of code. What if I wanted to make two conditions where if either condition is true, then the expression is true? For example, I'll make all square pizzas, regardless of size, on sale. I'm going to use the OR operator for this. Either or both conditions can be true. I could use isRound to figure out if this is a round or square pizza. But round is also false for a square pizza. So to make it true, I'm going to use the last operator, the not. And not means switching between true or false. So I can go ahead and modify my code here like this and say OR is round. And I got to make sure that's a not. So I'm going to put not is round here with a exclamation point like that. I could run my code, and if I scroll up to my code here, you'll see that my size is 12, so I'm too small for the sale, but isRound is false, which becomes true, and so the pizza is on sale. And I can pick some other sizes here. You know, we can go something really big again, over 25, run this, it's on sale. But if I change this to true, run my code, it's not on sale. So that is now working. We can see how this works. Now you can see here, if we just look at our code again, these if-else statements can get really long and really complicated. Sometimes you're going to want something a little simpler. There's another version of the if-else known as the ternary conditional operator, which returns the value of expression. So suppose in my description I want to add the shape of a pizza. So I'll put this right above where it says size name and pizza name. Let's scoot this up just a little bit. And I'm going to make a new variable here, var shape equals, and I'll take isRound, and I'll use the question mark, and so it means if isRound is true, it's going to be this. So if it is round, that'll be a round pizza. If it's false, we'll make it a square pizza. And with that in place, I can just put my shape right before my pizza name here and run the code again. And I get a large round margarita pizza. So we got that far, and that's pretty good. And we can see how this all puts together is you can use things like this ternary conditional operator for getting values very quickly. Where it comes to real value is in SwiftUI. So let's go take a look at how all of this with if and the ternary conditional operator works with SwiftUI. So I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to go back into Huli Pizza here and start playing around with this. And let's go over to menu item view, and I'm going to add another variable here called isTitle, and that's going to be false to start. It's going to be Boolean. And what I'm going to do with this is sometimes the menu item view will be a title, it won't be an item. And by changing this, we could actually change how it would look for those cases. So, for example, let me put this around the menu description. If it's not a title, I'll cut it, paste it in, and I'm going to add, just to make it a little more easier, a caption. All right, so what does this do? It says if I have a title, I'm going to hide the menu description. If I don't have a title, I'll show the menu description. So I can just go up here real quick, and you can see if I change this to true, all my captions disappear. But I'm going to leave it at false for now. Now, I could also highlight a menu item when it is a title. And since it has more space, so I'm going to make this the title font if I'm doing this, and I'll do that on menu item. Now here I can use the ternary conditional operator to pick my style. So for example here, I'm going to use font again. And it's going to ask which font I'm going to use. I'm going to use isTitle. And if it's a title, I'm going to use title 2. Otherwise, I'll use headline. Okay, and right now you can see it just bolded it for the headline. If I go over here, again, change that to true, it makes a bigger font with the title too. Let's put that back to false for now. And that's working pretty good. Now let's go ahead and test this for real in content view. I'm going to go back over here to content view, and I can take some of my items here. And so I'll add the title to the first one. So we got menu item view, and it's now got a default here. But I can put in here is title, true. And you can see it becomes a menu item that has a title. And you can see the difference between the two. And I'm going to make a copy of the second one here, the one with the surfer. So let's just do a copy. And I got two, but let's get rid of that spacer there. So now I have two of these, and I'm going to do the same thing here with the banner image one. Title. And now you can see we've got a title image over there as well. If can also be used to select between views. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the side panel here. And let me get rid of my preview for a little bit. Head over to menu item view. And I'm going to take all of this code. And I'm just going to use Command A. You can highlight it if you wish. And I'm going to hit Command copy, Command C. And I've now copied this code. Now I'm going to make a few new ones. So I'm going to go over here, add a Swift file, and go ahead and name this file H menu item view. And then I'll paste the code in here, and then I'm going to change my code so everything reads H menu item view for this one. All right, so that's now made into the H menu item view. I'm going to do this again and make a V menu item view. So I'm going to go over here again, add a Swift file, paste it, change the name over here to V menu item view, and then go into my code again and make sure everything where it said menu item view, I've now made V menu item view. So there's three places where that's going to happen. Okay, now with all of that done, I'm going to make one more change. And I'm going to change the stack views here in V menu view. So I'm going to change the H stack to a V stack and the V stack to an H stack. And you see it gets an error because of the alignment. And I'm just going to get rid of the alignment for now. All right, and if we take a look here, head over to each one of these. And so we've got this V menu item view, which gets us a little bit of a different version of what we're doing compared to H menu item view, which gets us our normal version. So we can see the two differences here. Okay. So now I've got two different ways of looking at the pizza. So next step I'm going to try here is use this to select between the view. So let's go back into menu item view, and I don't need this code anymore. I'm going to actually change the code a bit. So inside the body, I'm going to leave everything else, but I'm going to take this body out of here. And it's complaining that I don't have anything in here, but that's fine. I'm going to add one more variable, is vertical, and that'll be false again. And then I'm going to put an if statement in here. And you can do this in SwiftUI as well. If is vertical, then I'm going to use V menu item view. Now this time, we're going to be using the full thing. When you're doing things like this, we're passing things down what's known as the view hierarchy. I'm going to try to make sure I use everything that I have in my variables here to pass that down from this logical statement. So I'm going to go through this and put in image name here and is title here. And I'll do the same thing on the else. So I can now put an else in here. And if it's not a vertical, then it's a horizontal. So put an H menu item view. Again, I'll use the full one, and I'll use, again, image name. And is title will be is title. Okay. And as you can see, it's now set this Huli Pizza takeout to the correct way. And we can see already how this is set up. Now I can go back to my content view here. And let's get rid of our sidebar so we can read this a little better. And let's say on the two is titles, I'm going to make those verticals. And there you go. You can see the first one's already done. And then we can do the same thing on the second one here. And now I've made these vertical ones to be more titles and separated out what we have in each one of these. So you can start seeing how this works. We've yet to manipulate numbers, and for that we'll need something else. In our next lesson, we'll introduce custom functions and how to make them. So don't forget to hit subscribe to not miss a lesson.